What is expensive to buy but people don't realize is cheap to make? Dinner. This is the best answer honestly. At least where I live, the difference between going out and eating at home is big. You can save a lot of money by cooking. The only problem is the time sink. If it takes 10 minutes to and from the restaurant, then another 10 to 15 minutes wait for food, eating out is just as much of a time sink. Simple meals only take 15 to 20 minutes to cook. Make enough for leftovers and you're saving time. Of course you have to plan ahead and spend time buying groceries, too. But the real issue is planning and extra work, not the time. Not sure if this counts, but growing your own herbs, basil, parsley, etc., is way cheaper than buying at the store. The plants are easy to grow, can be kept inside, and instead of spending $5 on a jar of seasoning at the store, you just pluck off a couple of fresh leaves when you need them. Humans. But it takes so long. I have one that's 1 year old and it still doesn't do yard work. Soda at a restaurant or fast food place, that $2 minus $4 soda costs pennies. Guy who owned a pizza place told me that he made all his money off the soda. Granola. I wish I didn't realize either because the markup is too crazy for me to justify buying it, but I'm also too lazy to make it myself. I miss granola. I found buying the ingredients from the market was no cheaper than buying pre-made. We are probably paying too much for the ingredients here in overpriced Australia. My son does make it himself in small quantities but only because he wants to control the ingredients. Eyeglasses. There's like a 300% markup. I used to work at an eyeglasses store and you're getting ripped off period, but especially if you shop at big corporations like LensCrafters. They charged double the price for the exact same lenses the family optical I worked for sold. Just because they could tell PPLBS about their quality over competitors, but the lenses all come from the same manufacturer. They will also upsell you on more expensive lenses you don't need. Typically called high-index lenses, but they might put some fancy name on it like super thin or lightweight or BS, but fact is you don't need thin lenses unless your prescription is higher than like A+ 3.00 or -4.00. The thing with big corporations too is they make you feel the price is the price, but since the industry has such a high markup, a lot of opticals have room to haggle. I don't know if LensCrafters still will, but other places certainly will. Especially on eyeglasses. Sunglasses are less likely as high-end name-brand sunglasses are more expensive for shops to buy, so have a lower profit, but the markup on sunglasses is still like 150 to 200%. Also all of LensCrafters' special technology to get the fit right is BS. An optician can manually take a measurement and be just as accurate. All you need to do is mark the pupil and measure. It doesn't take fancy machines. It's just a gimmick LensCrafters can use, and then they don't have to have a real opticians on the floor, which costs more than their sales associates. Also don't know if it's obvious or not, but the doctor's offices attached to these stores are solely there to get you in the door for the sales store. The doctors can't lie about your prescription, but they will certainly persuade you to go next door, as they either work for the store and have quotas they must hit or get a commission from sales. So where do I shop now? Online lol. You can get the exact same brand name frames as you see in store for half the price. Just make sure you're shopping at a legit online store like Clearly Contacts. As for lenses, they're honestly all coming from the same place. Essilor Lenses owns Clearly Contacts. Luxottica merged with Essilor Lenses, and together Essilor Luxottica own LensCrafters, Pearl Vision, Sears and Target Optical, Sunglass Hut, Spectacle Hut, iMed, and more. They practically have a monopoly, so don't listen to BS about quality, just go for the place where it's cheapest, because if they are a corporation it's all coming from the same place anyways. Most of these are not counting that time is worth more than money. Time is the most expensive thing on the planet and it is not replaceable. Most people's free time is worth more than they think they are saving. Anyway, I will concede cooking dinner at home is a big time and money saver. Fudge. I made so much fudge for Christmas gifts this year, it's expensive in a candy shop. It's true that fudge is cheap to make, but for everyone saying it is quick and easy, that is not actually fudge. Real fudge is made by crystallizing the sugar to the exact right size, and it takes precision and care to do correctly. It is far from easy and it takes time because you have to watch the thermometer, and it is really easy to mess up. Ultimately it is made from sugar, butter, milk, cream, and possibly chocolate powder or other flavorings, so it is super cheap, ingredients-wise. But there is a reason it is expensive in the candy shop. If the recipe includes evaporated milk, marshmallow cream, or chocolate chips, it can be tasty, but it is not real fudge and not the same stuff you get at the candy shop. Edit, for everyone saying I'm gatekeeping, it's legitimately a different thing. The difference is readily apparent when you have both. There's nothing wrong with fake fudge, it can be very tasty, I've made it myself on occasion, but it's not actually fudge, and it is very easy to tell the difference. I envy those of you who have an easy time making it. Watching a thermometer isn't the hard part, making it so it's not grainy is. The difference between melt in your mouth and grainy and crumbly is often a few seconds. Beef jerky, get a dehydrator and go to a butcher and get thinly sliced top round. You can make pounds upon pounds for less than a quarter of what you'd pay for a single pound of commercial jerky. Furniture. It has an incredible markup from manufacturing. The same is true of mattresses, hence why so many startups are disrupting the space. Bags of saline in hospitals. It's about $1 to make, bag and all, but American hospitals, ambulances charge anywhere from $100 to $500 per bag. Healthcare shouldn't be for profit. The reason there is such an insane markup on everything is due to insurance companies, private and public. Eliminate the middleman and health care costs would plummet, allowing even those without insurance to afford most types of care. Candles. Super cheap to melt your choice of wax and add essential oils for scent. Also makes a great homemade gift. 2 things, pesto and limoncello. Buy a big bunch of basil during the summertime at the farmer's market or, as I_am_a_goat_ba recommends, grow your own. Make pesto by basically just processing basil, nuts, cheese, and olive oil in the food processor. Freezes spectacularly well if tightly wrapped. Alton Brown has an excellent recipe for limoncello. They're all about the same. Zest about 10 lemons. Put said zest in a jar with 750 milliliters of 100 proof vodka. Let it sit for about a week, gently agitating the jars every day. After a week, strain out the zest and add approximately 1 cup of simple sugar solution. Makes for great Christmas presents. Prescription medication. When I was in India, I bought about a 2 years supply of allergy medication, cetrazine hydrochloride 10 mg, for about $7. The markup that pharma companies must put on meds is insane. Vanilla extract. I spent $50 on supplies and literally made 36 ounces of vanilla extract. It has to age for a bit before I can use it, but I can keep adding more liquor to the bottle as I use it up. Designer items. For example, a Louis Vuitton bag is priced between 800% to 2000% from its manufacturing cost. So, the cost to manufacture the bag could be around $200 to $400 with retail price ranging around $1,500 to $40,000. Actually, the cost to make a purse at LV's volume is less than $50. I work in imports, exports, textile industry. Beer. Depending on where you are and your water quality, 10 gallons for $20 cheap. That's 80 pints. And it will taste better than the domestic stuff. The equipment isn't as bad as you think, but the less you spend on equipment, the more it costs per batch. It's still cheap though. Equipment can cost $100. Depends on how much you drink. Yeah, but I hear that when you brew your own, sleeve tattoos and thick-rimmed glasses just show up on your body, and mustache wax appears behind your bathroom mirror, no matter how many times you throw it away. Beautiful sourdough bread. You have to maintain a starter, and the bread-making process might take 2 or more days. Most of that is leaving it alone, but it's so worth it to spend like 80 cents on something a bakery might charge $8 for. I just made 8 everything bagels for like 50 cents worth of ingredients and they're way better than any store-bought crap. High-quality coffee beans. Roasting coffee can definitely be a nuanced skill. I don't want to oversimplify the 1% of truly unique coffee roasters. But you can get just as good quality as 99% of these high-priced artisan roastery brands just doing it yourself at home with an air popcorn popper, and green, unroasted beans are 3 or 4 times cheaper per pound than roasted beans. Also, it only takes around 10 minutes per batch. My favorite cups of coffee I've ever had are from beans I've roasted myself, and I'm just a novice roaster with a $20 popcorn popper. Most luxury skincare and body wash and lotions and potions. My GF was telling me that they did a comparison in Spain on moisturizers, including the big name brands like Lancome and Estée Lauder. The winner was the moisturizer from Lidl, which had the highest concentration of the active ingredient hyaluronic acid. So a €2 container of Lidl moisturizer beat other brands costing €50 upwards.